So welcome everyone to the first Insiders Call of 2023. I know it's been a while since we've had our last one. It doesn't feel like so, but it was on November 16th. So it's actually been some time. We weren't just celebrating the holidays. We were actually doing a bunch of work. So we're hoping to share all of that with you today. On the agenda. So we will start with a quick overview of the latest WebPrint improvements before we deep dive on what actually brought us here, right? So the two refactored WebPrints that will be launched today exclusively for insiders still, people and documents. If you are here as a guest and you've never signed up as an insider, then reach out to me at the end so that we can give you access to these versions. I know there may be a couple of people here for whom this is a first. Okay, so joining me today as usual is Marco. He will be driving the demo on the second part of the call. Now, for those who are joining us today for the first time, the goal of this community is to share firsthand new functionalities that have been requested and suggested by our insiders community and our broader partner and customer community, and that have been added to the BindTuning product suite in the last month or months. These calls usually happen every 1.5 to 2 months, and we usually present what our work has been and collect your feedback for the next sprints ahead. For the past year, we focused mostly on the WebPrint refactoring. We know we need to keep adding innovative features to what we currently have, especially for Office 365 customers, to ensure that we're keeping the competitive advantage, right? Especially with the new things that Microsoft is doing. We want to make sure we stay relevant and we give you a good product to work with. So that has been the major focus. A quick recap on what we've done and our schedule. So the last release, public release, was on November 24. With the insider community, we shared everything on November 16. Since then, there were additional WebPrint improvements that were done and released in December and January. I'll go through those in a second. Today, we're launching the insider release for people and documents. Next week, we'll probably make it available for the entire customer and partner community. If you give us your comments as soon as possible, we will try and incorporate them in the next release. Upcoming calendar, still to be confirmed, but we're hoping to have this as the next WebPrint we're going to be rebuilding. We're expecting to have our insider call at the end of March, but we'll still confirm the date. As soon as that's done, we will let you know. Okay, so quick recap on the small things we've done in December and January. For all the WebPrints we added some new features, some of them actually suggestions from this community. The first one, creating a SharePoint list from WebPrint data, was actually a suggestion from a partner that is part of this insider community, and it was implemented from all WebPrints. Then persistence of search, filter, sort fields across data sources, that was released for the public, general availability in January, and improved styles to be compliant with color page sections. So as you all know, having the BindTuning theme applied to a site, you can change the background color quite easily, but then we need to make sure that the WebPrints are working fine with that. So that was something we worked on. Also, for the image gallery, and also based on some suggestions from our insiders community and customers, we've done some performance improvements, right? Images were taking too long to load. We were loading the actual full picture instead of just the thumbnail. We've done that, and we believe that for standard size libraries, performance is expected to be much better. And then another very common request, support for indexes using Yahoo as provider. This has been a long-standing request until now. We didn't support indexes like NASDAQ or Standard & Poor's. Now we're doing that. Now on to people and documents. So the new people WebPrint, and a lot of this I've already shared in the last call. We were still in the planning stages of the WebPrint, doing some testing. Now all of what I'm sharing is actually a reality, and you'll have the chance to test it later. So the new webpart supports 4 different sources, data sources, including Azure AD, which I know was a request for a lot of you for a long time. Now we will keep supporting SharePoint Search, but because we've, for the past months, and we've all noticed a decrease in performance, we need you to know that we don't expect that to be better. Microsoft has not been supporting it as well as it was in the past. So we see connection to Azure AD being like the favorite data source for the majority of our customers who are in SharePoint Online. We know that for those that will still use search, some issues may still persist. Aside connection to Azure AD, you'll still have the possibility to connect to a list or to save to the webpart as you do with out of the box, right? We've also implemented a couple of new layouts, 5 in total. They are configurable, meaning that you can choose you can choose which data you want to show in each field, leveraging mapping for you, for those who are familiar with that concept. So for example, if instead of seeing job title in the second column, you want something else, we will enable you to do that. We're still tweaking these mapping capabilities. There are some layouts that you'll find that more flexible than others, but we will keep building on this as we go. As usual, with anything BindTuning related, we will keep alignment with branding. So this is very subtle, this screenshot here, but the background of the cards was actually customized in line with the theme in which this webpart was applied. So we will always respect the color palette that's defined on the site. In terms of actions and what the webpart actually allows you to do, we will keep supporting everything that existed before, like running a phone call through your pre-configured calling system, chatting through Microsoft Teams. Although, well, depending on the layout you choose, these options may be more visible or more hidden. You may need to hover the webpart. Let me push up the screenshot here to see all the options. In this case, you see that the black button says chat. You can immediately start doing chatting with that person, but this may differ between layouts. We will also, or we've also added the possibility for each logged user when on their page, when they're looking at their own profile, like you see here in mine, to edit their profile details, things like their About Me section and their phone, well, whatever it's allowed for you to edit as part of your organization. Now, we've also made it easier for the admin to filter users when connected to Azure AD. There you go. So you see there the possibility to search by different departments, for example, or job title. If you're using lists, you can still use list views and Camel Query. If you're connected to SharePoint Search, you can still use KQL. So we'll keep supporting everything that's legacy, right? Once the data set has been configured, the admin can decide to enable sort, filter, and search for the end user. So as the end user, you can also sort the directory that you're looking at, filter based on the categories, the job title or the department or whatever makes sense to you, and search. And this search has also been very much refined in comparison to the previous webpart version. On sorting in particular, and also building on a request and suggestion we had from this community, we've implemented the possibility to default to shuffle, in which case whenever the page loads, the order of the people showing on the page is different. And that was because many people were uncomfortable for seeing themselves as the first person on the directory. So we're giving that option for those who want to. Of course, then you can still, as the end user, sort differently to find the person you're looking for, right? Okay, one of the most exciting features, also a request from this community, was the addition to the presence indicator, right? this was implemented across all layouts, and I'll show you a couple of screenshots here of how it looks across different layouts. It's more intuitive in these bigger layouts. If it's more of a tabular layout, then you'll see that label there showing what your status is. But it's available cross layout. As we've done with all our current webparts, we've also added audience targeting and anchors to the people webparts. So anchors will enable you to link to a specific webpart in a specific page or site, for example. So they're good for streamlining or making navigation easier. Under the hood, but still in progress, we have support for external users. It's working now, still with a couple of limitations that we're refining and working on, but you can already see the card with the person's name and their email address. So that's already working. Export set of contacts to PDF or Excel, also a customer requested feature. That's also in the making. Not available in the release that we're doing for you today, but coming up soon. Under evaluation still, there's improved Azure AD filtering, for example, leveraging custom fields. The release from today still doesn't have custom fields. And then some suggested inputs. For example, if you're searching for your department, having the possibility to have the populated department names showing to make it easier for the admin to know, is it marketing? Is it marketing and comms? What is the actual wording? We want to make that easier, but we're still studying how we could do that actually. So another thing, sorting by other fields than those that are available today. Oh, last name and hire date are two that have been requested often. And then finally, the actions follow user. This was a request from the community. I don't know. We're struggling a little bit with what this could mean. If someone has insights to share, we would welcome those. If you want to share that on the chat, we can go back to that at the end. Okay, people check. Now on documents. So we kept supporting document libraries as the main data source. For the documents webpart, you can get documents directly from the site you're at or from other sites, and you can combine multiple libraries in the same webpart as long as you use search, which I don't know if you remember. It already existed before. Now it's more refined. So it follows the Microsoft experience. It lets you pick which sites you want to use and then display the document libraries from those sites. So we believe that there was some improvement there in configuration. Also very important here, and I know people in this call will be happy. We have removed the 5,000 document limit on this webpart, which I know was a very critical request for many of you who have large sets of documents. Target folder and views will still be very important for these customers, okay? Because it's still a large amount of data. And you want to ensure that the performance of the site is good, right? And that it doesn't spend a lot of time loading. So no limitation on the BindTuning site, but still for a performance, from a performance point of view, make sure that you're exploring those other ways of dividing data. There are five new modern layouts. One is an example is the one that I'm showing here. Mark will show more when he does the demo. I've added a second one so that you see the difference, which is quite big, much more modern with the picture of the person who edited the document, so a lot more interactive and aligned with what Microsoft is doing nowadays. Again, also here, we're still working on extending the customization possibilities so that you can change, for example, who was the, if the webpart layout shows modified date and you want to show modified by, we're still working on those customizable layouts. As it is now, there's some minor things that you can do, but the majority of that is static, right? So each layout shows a different set of information, but we're working on expanding that as well. I almost forgot that. So as part of the new layouts, there's also a layout that has been requested by this community, which is the tree view. So you see that here we have a couple of folders. You navigate through them here and you see different things opening up there. Very different, very interesting in my opinion. In terms of actions, we will keep supporting everything that the previous webpart did, editing, previewing, downloading, but we've added 2 new actions. So the possibility to download multiple files at the same time, and you see here that in the screenshot, I have selected 2, and then you have the download button. You can download both at the time, and the possibility to share. So 2 new actions available. In terms of search, we've leveled up what we have, allowing for deep search. What I mean by that is that you can now search within folders and folders within folders, which we know was also a limitation we had before. We have released some completely new functionalities, and in this screenshot, you'll see pretty much all of them. First one is the possibility to configure alerts or notifications whenever someone uploads a document or does a change in a certain categorization that you may have applied, you can be notified about it. Also, the possibility to define categories and color coding for specific documents or document types. So depending on the columns you have on your document library, you will be able to say, okay, all documents that are related to volunteering, which is, for example, the 2 greens that are showing up here, they'll be color coded as green. And the wellness ones are in yellow. So that's something you'll be able to do. And then, of course, we've standardized other functionalities that we have available across the other webparts. Audience targeting is one of them at the webpart level, sorting, and I think there was something else. At least those 2. Okay. Among other things that are still in progress and not released yet, but in the making, the possibility to create a document library from the webpart, just like we've done for the image gallery, and group documents by columns. So for the end user to be able to say, to view or to organize the structure of the documents in their own way. Still, right, and very important, I missed this one, social engagement. And I also know that's been a request from the community. We're working on that. We found a way to start working with it. It's a very different thing from what we've done in the past, but we're invested in exploring this route and seeing how we can incorporate social engagement in the more of the BindTuning webparts. Still under consideration, the follow and favorite functionality, support for document sets. And that's it. Marco, do you want to quickly go through the demo and show us how this works in reality?
Yes, thank you, Francisca. Okay, so I have a page here with the people, new people and documents web parts. And I will start with the people. So let's go for edit mode. And we have here 4 different data sources. So you have the save to this web parts. So here we can just, we are still working on this UI to add new users, but just for now, you can just search for someone and add one by one. Like this one, I will add Rui. And we think we have Rui on the second page. So there he is. You can, and we can, on this position, we can edit or just delete this user. For now, it's very simple, but you can just add one by one. We have if you have the old lists, or if you want to get data from a list, you can also choose that. So here I have a simple list. So you make sure you have your columns mapped. So you can just go through the fields of the list and map to the web parts. And we still have the search. So as Francisco said before, we didn't make any improvements here. It's just for legacy, but you can still use it and connect to Azure AD. So here you can just add some filters. Here I have just people from 3 departments. So from development, sales, and marketing. And you can add some other filters using other fields also. So as you can see here, we have the search, the filter, and the sorts. So let's say that we want to filter by department and just grab the developers or marketing, or you can choose more than one if you want. And the search works like, let me just all filters back. So we have 3 different levels of search. We already show this before, but I can show you again. So if I go and search for my name, so here is Marco, or just like this. But if I want to search for Marco and developers, we can just have develop like this. At this point, we don't have results because we don't have anyone that it's on its name or on its department with this search criteria, but we can just mix, and if you go here to match any word, now we have all developers and all the marks. Okay, if we want to search for someone that has mark on the name and development on department, you can just cross the filters here, and for now it's only one result. So also for sorting, we can choose on the property pane, we can choose which fields are available for end users to sort from. So here we have you can just add some other fields if you want and just use it here. Okay, so if I can search for department, or you can just switch the order. Now sales come first, and now the development comes first. On the first page we have development, and if we switch, we have sales on the first page. So we can use these fields to use the sort. Now I'm sorting by name, and okay, I also show you the filters. Now I can show you how to change the configuration of the layout. So for now, I'm just showing you the tabular layout. So we can go here and just change. Let's say that I don't want the job title here, but I want email. Okay, just change the label and change the fields. Click save. So now you have the email. And we can have some quick actions to quickly send an email if we have it toggled on here under the actions. We can toggle on or off. Now I cannot do the quick action. Another thing is we have some panels that we can toggle on. And for now, if I just go with my mouse and I go here and put the mouse over the Alexandra, there's a hover card that you maybe have seen it on other Microsoft environments. And we have 2 actions here. If we have the hover panel toggled on, we can hover, or we can just click, and we have another panel here, maybe a bigger one with more information. So, okay, and we can also have the quick calls and the quick mails that will be more visible on other layouts. So different layouts. We have the tabular, we have a list, you can have the color on the card or not. We have the simple list. As you can see here, all layouts have the presence indicator. And we have bigger layouts here where you can have more information, like the horizontal card where you can see people that Alexandra works with. And you can also click here to see the other people. And for those that have, like Beatrice, that has, okay, Beatrice is not on this list. I will show you here on the other one. Okay, I will use this one. It's connected to the search. I will go to the horizontal card and search for Beatrice. And Beatrice has her phone number here, and you can just use your desktop application to make a call. We can also have on this bigger layouts. I will switch now for the bigger one. And as you can see here, we can just go and go directly to Teams chat. So I can go and chat with Alexandra. And okay, you have the option to control the pagination, also to configure the colors, and for layouts, I think that's it. And for the actions, I think I show everything. So let's go and check about the documents web parts. Just change this to be smaller. Okay. So for the documents web parts, we can get the documents from a document library, or you can get it from search, where you can search for all SharePoints. Something was wrong here. Let me just see if I just switch. No. Okay, I think this is not working, but it will be working later. So if you go for the document library, we can have choose from your frequent sites. You can go and choose from the current site, or you can just choose from other sites. And we have here option with different layouts also. So for the tiles, we can choose if we want the folders or not. So we have an option here to include or not the folders. And if we choose to include the folders, we can just have here an option to show the folders on a tree. So here we can just go and expand and just click and go to the even more awesome files. Okay. So another thing is the category settings. So here I just chose that, okay, for the files that have the file type. Okay, that's something here that I was, okay, let me just clear all. And you can use just a column at here. Here I don't have a color to show you, but you can choose a color and then choose the different colors for different values. Actually, it's showing the JPG files differently, but okay, so it's not here. It should be showing the file type, but we'll fix it later. Okay, but now if I choose this to another color, so all the JPG files have different colors. So you can use the category settings to show different colors for different values on your fields. So you can also, let me just go through other, okay, the date formats. You can choose how do you show the dates. So you can have relative dates or just absolute dates, and you can change the pattern here. So for actions, we can choose to allow users to upload, or if I choose here, there's a button where users can upload. And also, if you allow them to edit the files, and also if we allow them to create alerts for the library. So for the search, filter, and sort is exactly the same thing that I've shown you before on the people web part. You have here, and you can choose which fields are used for search, for sort, or for filter. So then we can open. You can open a file, and you will see inside a model. And here you can just go and open the file in another tab, or you can just have some actions here to download or to share. If you go to the share, you have this modern user interface that you can use or share the file with somebody. You also have a quick button to share from here, and you can also choose files, and you can just click and download all the selected files. Okay. So let me see here. Okay, about the big libraries, I have a very large library here. I have more than 5,000 documents on this doclib XXL. And as you can see, it's now working. And if you go and you just use a target folder, it will be very fast to load. Let's say that I want just to see all the folders inside this ABC. So even if the library has more than 5,000 documents, there's no problem now. You can just go here and click on the advanced settings for the library and just use it, the ABC as target folder. And it should be very quickly to load. Okay, now we are seeing only the files that we have here on this list inside the ABC folder. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 files and another folder here. So those are the files. And if you want to open documents like Excel or Word or PowerPoint, you can have the preview here, and you can also allow users to edit the file. And for this kind of files, you can open it on a new tab, or you can open it in your desktop application. Just choose from here and open it from the desktop application. So yeah, I think I've covered all. Yes, Francisca, that's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Marco.
Thank you.
Well, now it's time to hear you. Everyone in the call, just feel free to, I don't think there are questions or comments on the chat, but we would love if you could, I don't know, either write or open up your mic and share your feeling, not your feeling, sorry, your thoughts on the new webparts and any requests or things you would like to see added to what you've seen today.
Francisca, this is Jamie with Seaboard. How are you today?
Hi, great.
Yeah, I was eager to see about the searching for the document web parts. So when I look at this, I'm assuming that when we have a web part associated with a document library that's in another site, and we want to search, the search is directly tied into that site. But if you have multiple document libraries, do you have to then search into the different web parts, or will the one web part, can you associate a web part to multiple libraries where you can search at once rather than, kind of like trying to emulate a global search for within these libraries?
Do you want to answer that, Mark, or do you?
Yes. Yes. Today we don't have the ability. We can choose more than one document library, but that's something that for sure will happen before the public release. And yes, you can search across document libraries since we grab all the documents from the both document libraries. Let's say we have two, and we make that as a single data source when you can search from.
That's coming in the future, you're saying? Or is
I'm
that
pretty
today?
sure that not today, but 1 week from now. Yeah.
Oh,
But
all
not
right.
for today.
Yeah,
Today
because
you only be able to choose one document library at a time.
all right. So then a suggestion would be a web part that would do this, right? So that you could have, if you have a hub site where you have your document library web part on, but now on this page you are accessing multiple libraries from different site sources. Maybe you have one a search bar that can connect to these libraries
Yes.
and search from.
So you are
Okay,
saying that you are proposing only a web part that performs search across libraries, right? A different web
well,
part.
yeah, I mean, that would be ideal because today, if we do a global search on a hub site, yes, if I put in a specific word, it will go through the entire set of however, bring back hundreds of results. But if we have a document, what we consider a landing page with our documents web parts that are accessing document libraries from different sites, if there
Okay.
could be a search that can tie into the different sites, but search just the libraries when we
Libraries.
know that's
Yep.
there,
Yep.
and they put in a keyword and bring back the results of that library, that would be ideal.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Thank you.
And Jaime, I think we've discussed this in the past, right? Also the possibility to do something like this. I think we've had that conversation. I think I see Carlos popping up his camera. I think he remembers that as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, Jaime. How are you?
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
good.
it's true. We have been discussed that subject because it makes total sense to have something like you are mentioned, Jaime. And I know that also Marco did a very good article in his blog regarding how you can perform search across web parts. And let's imagine the scenario that you have 5 different web parts on the page that are picking different document libraries. And you have a search at the top of the page that is connected to all those web parts. And once you make a search, it will just translate that search and apply to all the documents web parts. So that is possible right now into some of the capabilities of the SharePoint framework that they allow to specify hosts and servers, something like that within the web parts. You can specify that some of the search will be the hosts and the web parts will be the client. And once you make a search, it will filter everything regarding what you are typing for directly into the web parts. So that is something that probably in the upcoming insiders call we'll be announcing the possibility to provide that functionality within our web parts as well.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
I see Rajan also has a question.
Hello, everyone. This is Rajan from Bloom Energy. So the question is, thank you so much for including the NASDAQ and NYSE, the top level indexes, right? That was the main reason why we switched, why we used BindTuning and bought BindTuning, and it's really a great news for us. So question is, when will that get rolled out?
It has been already. It was in the, I don't know, January or December release.
Okay,
right?
got it. Okay, that's great. So then we can go ahead and go ahead and update that. Okay, that's great. And one more suggestion I have is, it'll be great if like customers like us, we do not need to pay extra to a stock ticker data provider. Instead, if you guys could include it right in your web part itself, right? out of the box, so that we don't need to spend the extra money and effort, get the keys, the private keys or whatever that is, right? The authentication keys, and configure the stock ticker web part, right? Is there a possibility? I mean, companies are ready to pay extra, at least because you don't want to go through the hassle of configuring. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. The stock tickers, the data source.
I get what you're saying, but what happens is we will always need a provider, right? So we offer some free providers. The paid providers, sometimes we discuss two things. So would it make sense for us to purchase a subscription and then to make it available for the customer? But in that case, we would probably need to change the pricing of the webparts, right? So because we would need to reflect that cost on somewhere. So we've had that discussion sometimes, but we also found out that many of our customers have their own provider with their very specific information needs. So that's why we've never really moved forward. We couldn't standardize like an approach.
Yeah. No, what I'm suggesting is maybe a different level of subscription, right? Like, so that if we want you guys to take care of the stock ticker provider, right, then we can just pay extra, right? Maybe a different level of subscription.
Yeah.
Depending on what data sources. Yeah, something like that, right? That'll be great. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot of hassle to go, like figure this thing out, right? Like go find these providers, configure it. It's a lot of work for us. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, you're welcome. David, I think that's who we were missing.
Yes, hi. Thanks, Francesca, for a great presentation, and to the team. It's really great updates. I was really impressed with the people web part. As you know, we as a company have our own directory service, but it's much more than web parts. It's all the management of data in the back and validations and all that. It's too much for many clients, and so what I'm thinking is that your web part might be an alternative where what they want is the user interface. They don't care about the data management. They care about the end user experience, and we can't decouple our web parts from our service. So this could be an option there. How do you guys intend to make that available? Is it going to be part of the full intranet package? Is it going to be part of like what you guys used to call BindTuning build, I think? Like what does that look like?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's the evolution of the people webpart as part of the build subscription. So no additional payment required. It's just every customer next week will get the possibility to update to this version.
Okay, terrific. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Rajan, do you still have a question? Is there something else?
Yes, one thing that I would like to bring up is I think I requested this in our last meeting last year, just our one-on-one meeting with BindTuning and Bloom. So can we get like a newsletter or something that shows which web part has what feature set added in what version, right? Like maybe a monthly or whatever your release cycle, right? That way, because right now, if I want to get the new feature that is in the web part, I need to go to the admin and click on the web part. That's where it is listed, right? The set of the updated set of feature set for each web part.
Well, we publish a change log on our blog, on our website. And then if you are configured, so do you see that here? That's product change log. It's in our website, Help Center. So every month we publish like a list of what we have released. It also goes by email to anyone who has signed up for that, but in their own account. So what you were just saying, right? If in your own account, your email is added to the, what is that, product notifications list, then you'll receive all this by email as well, whenever we make something. I can forward one to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll forward it so that you see if maybe it's in spam or something. Okay. Okay, well, we'll find out what's happening. Okay, but I'll send you the link for that.
Yeah, how do I add my? how do I add my email, right? Is there like a subscription on
No,
the
no, no.
page itself, or
It's
like
on the,
no?
no, it's on your account, on your BindTuning account. When you log in, there's something there. Let me see if I can show you here in my account. It might be useful for someone else as well.
I think this could be the issue. I'm just guessing this thing because we use different account for logging into BindTuning, right?
Yeah.
A different SSO account, which is not receiving email, right? It is just a login. So that is where like it'll be really convenient. Yeah, you got what I'm saying, right? My regular email is not what I use to log into BindTuning. So that might be the reason why I'm not getting it. Yeah.
Maybe, yes. So if you go, when you log in with that account that you're using, and you come here to my settings, notifications, and their product notifications and account notifications, just add yourself, your email here, like this, if that was
got it. So you can add whatever email. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you. That helps really. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. What else? Anyone else who wants to share something?
This is Jamie again from Seaboard. I'm going to have to leave it right now, but I just wanted to say thank you all for your service of BindTuning. We've been your customer now for too long,
Many
maybe.
Years. No.
But you guys continue to develop really good stuff. So looking forward to see, and if maybe have an offline conversation of the actual search that we were talking about, it would greatly help us in what we're trying to do with our documents as well. And we're a heavily used, that is one of the heavily used web parts that we want to really take advantage of. So thank you again for today, and looking forward to chatting with you all later on.
Thank you. Great.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a good day. See, anyone else? If we'll send a follow-up email with the recording and everything, as well as the feedback form, just in case you want to add anything else to what the call was today, ask any, submit any other requests, just feel free to use the form or to reach out to me directly. Okay, it was a pleasure meeting you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Francis,
have a good day.
One thing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Just real quick, right? Like, is there any way to, get the billing done through Microsoft Azure itself, right? Or Microsoft 365, so that we don't need to create a separate PO and go through that process, right? Is that a possibility in the future? Or is it already there?
No, it's not. It's not there.
You know what I mean? It's not that. Yeah.
I do. Yeah. No.
So that it gets bundled into our yearly Microsoft 365. It takes care of a lot of hassle. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know, but not yet. No, it doesn't exist, and to be 100% honest, we haven't considered it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Please add that to
I will
request if possible. Yeah. Thanks.
I will. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Team, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you everyone from the insider community we joined today as well. I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.